Hello and welcome to the March 2013 online edition of Kula Yoga Shala's teacher feature. We are sitting here in our new studio, new practice room at Kula, yay, with the one and only Teri Edgell. And Teri teaches yoga basics on Saturdays at 12:30 p.m. and it's such a blessing to have you as part of the studio here, and so many times just in checking voicemails, I say 90% of the voicemails are people that are new to yoga and don't know where to start, what they need to know, and it's always so reassuring to know that when they come to try a beginner's class that they're landing in either your presence or Mary's or, the two basics teachers, and realizing that just because the class is basics, that means the teacher basically needs to be so much more, advanced in being able to hold that space. Love for you to talk about what it was like for you as a beginner into yoga and how maybe that first teacher whose class you walked into had, the impact that they had, so that you're still here now as an actual teacher. I mean, that's a huge thing.
I got to yoga because of a broken heart from loss. And I can honestly say that my first half dozen yoga classes, I don't know why I was there, except for something that was drawing me in. And once I was there, I did the postures, and my heart was still broken, but for some reason when I left class I was a little bit lighter, and I don't know what that was all about at that time. I know now. But the teacher was kind, and after a couple of classes, me being back in the corner kind of drew me out, and it was just opening to the grace that I now know as yoga.
Awesome. And so from there you grew into different practices, or how did that evolve?
It was a variety of things. I took a lot of different classes. I went to workshops that were available in our local area. I didn't really travel to do that. But after 17 years of practicing and not really getting why it felt so good and I knew that the postures made me feel better, but there was something going on between my ears that was just special, and it was different, and I knew it had to do with those postures, but I couldn't figure out exactly why. So I took the teacher training, and I had absolutely no intention of teaching when I started teacher training. And it's the love that I found through the yamas and the niyamas and what they mean, and being true to yourself and opening your heart to other people, which is, in my opinion, why we're here. It's all about the service, because every time I do something nice for somebody else, it translates back to me so many more times. And I bring that to my yoga basics class. There is something magical about a beginner's heart. And I think from the years that I've been in yoga, that I see the acceptance and try this. And if this doesn't work, we'll modify it. And I just love somebody that comes in for the first time. And actually today I had someone that had never done yoga, not at home, not seen a video, nothing. And he came in, and I feel a higher responsibility on the days that somebody there is new, with my face as the first time that he's seen a yoga class and participated. Right, yeah. The responsibility is huge, because if I don't do my job well, he might not ever come back or might not ever look at yoga. And at the end of class, he said it was awesome, which today and most every day, I try to get in most of the 8 limbs of yoga, which is asana and pranayama, a little bit of meditation, a little bit of chanting. We just try to wrap it all up together and make it an experience, not just an asana class.
Mm-hmm. It's amazing, and I just listen to you, and I feel like when you speak, there's always like a surge of enthusiasm that's behind your voice, and it's like your excitement and happiness is contagious. And I just think that's such a blessing to our community to have people that are genuinely happy and how that just spreads. And I guess my question to you around that is, how do you feel like just by being the way that you are, that is landing on people as students, you know, in terms of, I see what you're saying about like you're teaching asana and pranayama and mantra, but there's also something more than that. And what do you think the role is just in terms of a teacher and their presence, and how it's kind of the presence of a person that really in many ways is what the teaching is, or the inspiration is?
I was blessed with joy, and anybody that gets within my class, within my circle of experience, I want you to experience the joy. I want you to be welcome. And if there's anything that I can do within the walls of Kula, exceptionally much, but pretty much within my whole life, that's what it's all about, is to live from your heart. It's all about the joy for me.
So it's kind of like catching the joy virus. Mm-hmm. Joy has gone viral at Kula.
I love it.
That is awesome.
We want it to be infectious.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I feel, and I know that comes through, you know, in your classes and the feedback, and just how appreciated and loved you are in this community. And anything that you would like to share with people, you know, as they're setting out into this path, and I know sometimes we hit blocks or obstacles, but you manage to navigate through those to arrive where you are now.
It's all about being in the moment, which is very difficult. And my belief is, as long as you're breathing, you're doing yoga. And it doesn't have to be a structured breath. Just keep breathing, going with whatever comes up. I think that these challenges come up in our lives, and it's through the process of learning why these things came up and going forward with the knowledge, because I know we have a lot of young people that come in, and it's not about how well you do the posture, it's the intention, it's where you come from, it's where your heart is. And as long as you feel what's going on, whether you feel it with the breath work, or you feel it through your mind, whether you feel it through your voice, this is where you need to be. Just be present with what is, and life will reward you generously.
Awesome. And my last question, thank you, because that was beautiful, is where do you, and I know you know you're living in the present, but where do you see things evolving for you in your practice and as a teacher?
I guess I just don't know the answer to that. I haven't thought of the 5-year down the road.
Yeah, I guess it would be not only just like an outcome-driven question, but more, what are the parts of the practice that are calling you to explore them?
Oh, it's the philosophy that I truly love. That it just rocks my world to know where these teachings came from. That the asana is, the goal is samadhi, is to bring yourself back to where the universe and you are one. And for some reason, it's all about separation in the outside world. Where am I going to find my joy? And we find it here, and that's because we all come from the same seed. We've been separated, and here we are having to find that we're coming back together. And it might sound a little bit crazy, but once you get the feel for the people that put their heart into yoga, you'll know it's the namaste principle. You know, the light in me greets the light in you, and we all come from that original light.
Namaste.
Namaste.